with social media, well, I think that's a lot of the problem. But as you said, it's up to every individual person to, they have to control their own selves with that. You can't, after you get a certain age, I don't think that someone should have social media at like an 8, 10, 12-year-old kid.
Yeah.
I could not imagine being 12 years old and having access to every single thing in the world. You literally could take your own phone and you could look up anything you wanted.
I can try to talk to any celebrity I want. I can
Yeah,
send any DM or picture to whoever. Like,
yeah,
yeah, and it's saving them. Like, you look at how many stars have been ruined by something they said 10, 15 years ago and some tweet. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's like you give kids power at that age, they're going to do stuff they severely regret when they're older because they didn't know any better. They shouldn't have even been able to have access to speak to the world at 12.
Well, you touch on that a little bit too. Is you say something, what if you send something? Think about that. I mean, it happens. I've heard people that's our age that have kids, I guess around that age, and it's happened. And that's another problem. Yes, for a boy it's pretty nice. I guess you can look up porn whenever you want without your parents knowing. But I don't think it's right for someone that age. That's a lot of responsibility for someone that age. But hey, I don't have a kid, so
Same, yeah.
I'm not here to say, hey, your kid should be on social media. That's up to you. That's your kid.
Yeah,
But
just be careful with kids and devices and the access you're giving them. Like, I remember Jack Black. I can't remember what show it was. It might have been Ellen or the Late Night or something. But
mhm.
he was talking about his kid bought like $5,000 worth of like bags of crystals on some app game, and he had no idea just because he had his card on there, and the kid didn't know. He just like kept buying like the big
Mhm.
bag of jewels. He was like, next thing I know, I got $5,000 worth of big bags of jewels. I was like, what the? Like,
Damn.
yeah,
Hey man, imagine. Oh my God, I'd be pissed.
yeah,
I
like,
would be pissed,
yeah. You can't.
man.
But these kids, man, they know how to use these devices. I remember my nephew couldn't even read or write. He would go on the iPhone and he'd poke the YouTube button and he'd poke the little microphone button and he would just say Sonic. He knew how to say Sonic, and that's all he had to say to get Sonic the Hedgehog videos. And he could do that shit before he could even read or write. It's, you know what I mean? These kids, they grew up with this shit. These
Dude,
little tablets and devices, it's nothing to them.
no, and that's there was if you give a kid a tablet, more than likely, and they know how to unlock it, they know how to get straight to YouTube and this and that. But if you show them, they don't know how to do anything else on there, but they damn know to go to YouTube and this and that. But I mean, I think it's not all bad if you're a kid these days, I guess.
No.
I mean, I think, you have all this knowledge at your fingertips. Like, you could literally look up anything you wanted, and yes, there is negative aspects to that, but there are some positives to that. You could look up whatever you wanted. If you want to study on World War II, you could look that up. You can go down that rabbit hole on Wikipedia all day. And that's what's pretty nice, though.
And the same vein as technology can be bad, it can be an amazing thing for kids too. You look at somebody like Ryan's World. I don't know if you're familiar with Ryan's World. It's a kid on YouTube that is like uber famous, millions of views, millions of subscribers. He's got his own toy line at Walmart now, and
Dang.
all it is his parents realize, okay, we got a cute kid. He likes to play with toys and open them. He's got a funny personality. Like, let's video him like opening toys and playing with them and shit, and like doing like toy opening videos.
Yeah.
Take him to Toys R Us and video him getting excited and opening shit. That catches on. That turns into toy companies sending him toys and be like, hey, do a video review of this new Jurassic Park mask. And then him and his mom does a little dinosaur hunt video, and they put on the mask, and then they plug the product. Next thing you know, this kid's a millionaire. He's like 7 years old, and all he does is play with toys on video. If you got a kid who's good at the drums, you get them playing a couple songs, put it online. The right person sees it. You got another Mason Ramsey. The kid's yodeling at Walmart. And bummed, you know what I mean? And then 2 months later, he's at Coachella with hundreds of thousands of people singing his stupid ass song. You know what I mean? Like, it's insane. It's
Yeah.
the power of like popularity. And if your kid is cute and funny enough to be popular, then shit, you can take technology and he might not have to work a day in his life. Like, if
Like
you,
there was one too, a kid. They just, I guess, just sold their video. It was the old Charlie. He bit my finger. Remember that one?
yeah,
Yeah. Like that was one of the very first videos on YouTube that went viral.
yeah,
And they made, I don't know how much money they made off of it, but the kids now are probably like 16, 17 years old or something like that. But yeah, man, it's, you kid, it could be a meme, you know, it can happen, you know, but man, I don't know, man. It's hard to say. I wouldn't want to be a parent these days. That's just me. But
yeah.
hey, good luck to anyone that does. You know, hopefully the parents that grew up with social media though, before we move on from this, is I hope they learn their lessons and they can teach their kids, because I think what also happened was too that when beginning of last decade, those parents did not grow up with internet, you know, social media, Facebook, MySpace, whatever. And their parents had no way to regulate it, no idea what the kids were doing. And nowadays, I think parents are more inclined to know what's going on. I think that is a positive in the right direction.